Good evening, everyone. And this is Sanjay Sinha with a new poem for you, The Rain on the Roof. Today we shall proceed with this poem, and a very hearty welcome to all of you to Aurora online classes. Dear students, this poem Rain on the Roof by Coates Kinney. Coates Kinney was a very famous poet of America. He was an American poet. Not only poet, he was also a short story writer. Apart from being a great poet and short story writer, he was also a politician and a journalist. So, without wasting too much time of yours, let us talk about this poem, Rain on the Roof. You know, you can attach yourself that monsoon has just started, and though the weather is not so beautiful, but when it rains, everything becomes very beautiful. And each one of us likes to enjoy the pitter patter sound of rain, and everything actually becomes very joyous all around. And actually, the sound of pitter patter, the sound of rain, is very much pleasing to our ears, and we forget everything. We forget everything, and we forget everything. We forget our pain, we forget our hurries and worries of life, and then we remember some sweet memories of our past, some sweet memories of our life. So the poet also feels nostalgic. In fact, the word nostalgic is a mixed feeling of joy and sadness when you recall your past days. So when you recall your past days, it gives you a feeling of joy and sadness. So the poet also feels, and actually this present poem, Rain on the Roof, the poet has written when he was in college dormitory. He was lying on bed and it was raining. Let us talk about the nature's gift. Let us talk about the song of nature, and song of nature means that is the song of rain. And what is the song of rain? The rhythmic bits of raindrops when fall on the roof. It produces very beautiful sound, soft sound, and this rhythmic bit of raindrops is called the song of rain, and this is called song of nature, the melody of nature. Melody means sweet song. When the sky is covered with dark clouds and it starts raining, have you ever listened to the patter of soft rain on the roof? What thoughts flashed through your mind as you heard this melody of nature? Let's read out this poem and try to understand. When actually the poet was lying in his bed, and actually it was very comfortable, and it has started raining, and the sky was covered with the dark clouds, black clouds. So when the sky gets dark, or when the sky gets covered with the dark clouds, it is an indication of falling of rain. So what thoughts come to the mind of the poet? What feelings come to the mind of the poet? What dreams and desires come to the mind of the poet? What memories come to the mind of the poet when he was hearing the sound of the raindrops? So let us talk about the poet's thoughts, and you can connect yourself also to the rain. When it rains, when it starts raining, you really enjoy a lot. And what feelings come to your mind when you enjoy your rain? So the poet was in his chamber, he was in cottage, and he was lying in bed, and the sky was covered with black clouds, and it started raining. Let's go further. Actually, this poem has 3 stanzas. The first stanza goes like this: when the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently whips in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed, and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. The first line, the very first line of the poem, when the humid shadows hover. Actually, humid means full of moisture, and shadows, so full of moisture. So what does humid shadows refer to? Humid shadows refer to dark clouds full of water. So actually, when the clouds are full of moisture, they are full of water, and the clouds shed rain from the sky. The poet says, when the humid shadows hover, means when the dark clouds full of water start hovering, start moving round in the sky over all the starry spheres. A starry means full of stars. A starry means full of stars. So a sphere, so a starry spheres means the sky is full of stars. A starry spheres refers to the sky which is full of stars. Hover means to move around. So when the clouds full of moisture start roaming, start moving all over in the sky, and the sky which is full of stars, and a melancholy darkness gently whips in rain tears. Melancholy means sad. Darkness gently whips in rainy tears. What happens when the sky covers with the dark clouds, and these dark clouds are full of humidity, they are full of moisture, and you must have seen, before it starts raining, at first the sky covers with the black clouds, and the black clouds keep moving from one side to another. Means the black clouds keep moving all sides in the starry spheres, means in the sky full of stars. And then what happens? The poet takes it as a melancholy. Melancholy means sad. The poet, and what happens? It looks dark all around. When the sky gets covered with the clouds, and then what happens? That it looks dark all around. That sort of darkness in night is there. So at the same time, what happens? It starts shedding tears. Actually, here the clouds shed tears. And what are the tears of the clouds? What are the tears of the sky? Raindrops start falling down on the roof of the room of the poet. The poet was lying in bed in his cottage chamber, in his room, and the raindrops start falling on the rooftop. They start falling on the rooftop of the poet's room. That is why the poet says that they start falling on the rooftops of the poet's room. So they are shedding tears. Here, tears means raindrops. So the black clouds full of moisture, the sky is covered with the black clouds full of moisture, and then and there it starts raining. Raindrops start falling all around. Raindrops start falling on the roof of the poet. And when raindrops fall on the roof of the poet, they produce very soft sound, and this soft sounds is called patter. What a bliss. What does the poet say? What a bliss to press the pillow. Actually, the poet was lying in bed with a pillow in his hand. He was pressing. He was feeling very comfortable. And the poet says, what a bliss. Bliss means joy. The poet was enjoying the pitter patter sound of the rain. Secondly, he was relaxed. He was lying in his bed in a relaxed way. There was a comfortable bed for the poet, and he was getting relaxed and enjoying the beautiful raindrops which were coming from the sky. And listening, what a bliss to press the pillow. Poet says, the poet feels very happy. Bliss means joy. What a bliss to press the pillow. The poet was pressing the pillow. He was holding the pillow, and actually he was lying there of a cottage chamber bed. He was lying in his bed in his cottage chamber, means a small room, of the soft hair of the soft rain overhead, and the raindrops were falling on overhead, means the raindrops were falling on the roof of his room. Now, so first stanza is over. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. Tinkle means ringing sound. Ringing sound. Every tinkle on the shingles means rectangular wooden tiles used on roofs. So shingles means you must have seen the tile roof. Many houses have their tiled roof. So tiled roof, they are they are of rectangular shape, and the rectangular tiles are used on roofs. So the rectangular tiles used on the roof, or you can say tiled roof, is called shingle. And tinkle was, what is the tinkle? This is the soft ringing sound of the raindrops. So the soft ringing sound of the raindrops, when the raindrops were falling on the rooftop of the poet, when the raindrops were falling on the shingles. Shingles means on the tiled roof of the poet's room. It was tinkling. Tinkling means it was producing soft and sweet sound, and this produces a kind of echo in the heart of the poet. It was echoing. Echo means that is the repeated sound. I means the sound was resonating in the heart of the poet, and so many memories were coming to the poet's heart. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being a start. And what happens? The sound of the raindrops creates echo in the heart of the poet when he was listening to the pitter-patter sound of the rain, or when he was listening to the soft and sweet sound of falling raindrops. And then thousand dreamy fancies into busy being a start. Busy being here refers to human being. So what happens? Thousands of dreams means so many dreams start coming to the mind of the poet. The poet starts remembering the sweet days of his life. So the memories of the sweet days and dreams start coming to the mind of the poet the moment he was listening to the patter sound of the poet, the tinkling sound of the poet, the soft and sweet music of rain. So the poet remembers the sweet days of his life. So many dreams, so many fancies, so many imaginations, so many thoughts start coming to the heart of the poet, coming to the mind of the poet. Means the poet remembers the sweet days of his life, and this was happening just because of falling of the raindrops on the roof of his room, means on the rooftop. Then, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter. Recollections means memories of the past. Recollections means memories of the past, as I have said, that thousands of recollections, thousands of memories of the past, sweet memories of the past, start coming to the mind of the poet. Weave their air threads into woof. Woof means weft. W-E-F-T-S, weft. Weft means actually they are the threads woven across the loom. What happens in the loom? The threads are woven in a crisscross way. In a crisscross way, you may have seen crisscross way. This is crisscrossed way. This is called weft. So like that, as you weave something, you weave cloths. So when you weave cloths, you use threads. And when you use threads, all the threads get combined to make a piece of cloth. Similarly, many thoughts, many imaginations, many dreams, many past memories start coming to the mind of the poet together. Means the poet starts the remembering a number of sweet days, sweet memories of his past when he was listening to the soft and sweet sound and song of the raindrops. So, listening to the soft, sweet, and soft sound of the raindrops give birth to a number of sweet memories in the mind of the poet. So he enjoys so many memories of life. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof, when the poet listens to the patter means that is the sound of raindrops. Patter means, you may write, sound of raindrops falling on the roof is called patter. So when the poet was listening to the sweet sounds or the sweet song of the rain, at that time he remembers a number of sweet days of his past. He remembers a number of or many memories of the past. The sweet memories of the past start coming to the mind of the poet the moment he was listening to the raindrops, and the poet feels very happy. Here it shows the poet feels very happy. So many thoughts, beautiful thoughts were coming to his mind, and he was enjoying a lot listening to the patter and tinkle of the raindrops. So this way the second stanza is over. Let's come to the third and the last stanza of the poem. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone. Agone means in the past, passed by. To regard the darkling dreamers, ere means before. This is a old poetic word for before. She left them till the dawn. Dawn means the daybreak or early morning. Oh, I feel her fond look, means lovingly. Fond means full of love and affection. Fond look on me as I listen to this refrain. Refrain means a repeated part of a song, or here song of rain. Refrain here refers to song of rain. Actually the word refrain means a repeated part of a song or repeated sound of a song. So refrain means a repeated part of a song. Here refrain refers to the sound of raindrops. List is also an old poetic word for listening. List means listening, which is played upon the shingles. Shingles, as I said, that wooden tiles on roof, means tiled roof is called shingles, by the patter of the rain. Now what happens, as I have said right now, that the poet was enjoying listening to the soft, sweet and melodious sound of raindrops. He was lying in bed with a pillow in his hand. He was lying in a cozy and comfortable bed and enjoying the song of nature, the melody of nature, and while listening to the sweet song of nature, or while listening to the sound, the beautiful sound of raindrops, the memory of his mother comes to him. It reminds, while listening to the sound of raindrops, reminds the poet of his loving mother. So this is the best memory that the poet undergoes. This is the best memory that the poet recalls when the thought of his mother comes to his mind while listening to the sound of raindrops. Now the poet's mother is no more now, but it reminds of the poet's mother when when the poet was a child, and she used in years ago. She used in years ago means what kind of things did the poet's mother do when the poet was a child? So what brought the memory of his mother? It was raining outside, raindrops were falling on the rooftop. The poet was listening to the sweet and melodious sound of the rain. He was listening to the patter of the raindrops, and listening to the patter of raindrops, or listening to the sweet and soft sound of raindrops, reminds the poet of his mother. It brings back to him the loving memory of his mother. He recalls his mother when the poet was a child. Now, what did the poet's mother do when the poet was a child? To regard the darling dreamers, the poet says, when the poet was a child, her mother used to come and used to let all the children, poet and his siblings, all the children, she used to let all her children sleep till the dawn break, till the break of the day, till the break of the day, till early morning. She used to come and she used to leave all the children sleep till the day break. She did not disturb her children. She did not disturb her children at all, and these children used to see beautiful dreams while sleeping till the day break. So he's saying that, oh, feel I her dawn, oh, I feel her fond look on me. The poet says at that time when he was listening to the sound of the raindrops, he feels the loving and affectionate look of his mother on him. He felt that the mother was still looking at him lovingly. Though mother is not there, mother was no more now, but this raindrops, the sound of raindrops, reminded the poet of his loving mother. So the poet shares a very loving memory, a very sweet memory of his life with his mother. As I list to this refrain, what is poet list? List is an old word which refers to listening. It is an old poetic word. List means listening. So as I list to this refrain, what is refrain? Refrain, I have said that it is the repeated part of a song, and here refrain refers to song of the rain. As the poet was listening to the refrain, means as the poet was listening to the sound of rain which is played upon the singers, and where was the sound coming from? Actually the sound was coming from the rooftops, because the raindrops were falling on the rooftop. Raindrops were falling on the top of the roof, and this sound falling of rain, the sound of falling rain, was the patter. By the patter of the rain, the poet was enjoying a lot, and so many memories, a number of memories of sweet days start coming to the poet's mind and heart. And the best memory that the poet recalls, the best days, the sweetest day of his life, the poet remembers, that was with his mother. So the poet comes across so many beautiful thoughts, so many sweet thoughts, and the poet feels very happy while listening to the song of the rain, or while listening to the soft and sweet music of rain, soft and sweet melody of nature. Rain is a part of nature, so you can say the sound of rain is also the melody. Melody means sweet song, melody of nature. So with this your poem comes to end. Rain on the Roof. It's by Coates Kinney. Dear students, I hope that you must have understood this poem well, and this is the end of the poem, and I'll teach you the poetic devices used in the poem in my next class. Till then, take care of yourself, be happy, stay blessed, keep learning, keep practicing, keep working. Thank you very much. That's all for today.